I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get it, no call it quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of this. You better move, you might get knocked out.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to be getting Kai's Supra back on the road. This thing has the engine completely torn down in my shop. Let me go ahead and explain why. So we actually have this entire car disassembled because we thought we were just gonna be replacing the turbo, and come to find out, it actually has a crack in the head. So the head has been off at the machine shop for the last couple weeks getting rebuilt. We got a used head that they used to take all of the cams and gears and everything out of and surface the head. We got the correct head gasket on the way still, and we have this engine completely torn apart, which is right outside, and it actually has the new head and the old head in it. So let's go ahead and open up the garage and take a look at it. So we have my F82 M4 comp out here looking good, and in the trunk, we have two heads. The old one, which is cracked, which we'll show you guys some of those cracks in just a sec, and the new used head that has all of the cams replaced and everything timed and set up in the top of the head so we can get this thing installed. So one thing you guys might have noticed when Kai was driving this car, something happened, and the front lip on this car is completely blown off. So take a look at it down here. Kai was nice enough to pay me for a replacement though, so we have a replacement in the shop, which we'll throw on eventually once we get the Supra done. But this thing is looking a little ratty in the front end. Luckily, the bumper and everything survived. It was just the front lip, and he hit a piece of tire on the freeway. You know, it happens.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. It happens to the best of us, so it's all good. We'll get a new lip on there. We have one already here, so let's go ahead and start working on the Supra. All right, guys, we got the new used head out, and this thing is literally so perfectly clean, you could eat off of it. Not literally, it's greased up and gross, but it's pretty freaking clean. They did a really good job. We're obviously going to brake clean all the surfaces and make sure it's all prepped, ready for gaskets, valve cover gasket, head gasket, and everything like that. But we have the old head out on the ground over here. Let me show you guys the cracks in this thing. So right over here, we have the old head, and if you guys take a look right here in the cylinder, that is a crack between these intake and exhaust valves, and that is that's not good. So but we had that, and we actually had some internal cracking between the exhaust manifold and the coolant ports, so that was also not good, and that was definitely causing an issue. So we need to go ahead and get the block in the new Supra prepped and ready for the head. And so when I say there was a crack in the head, it wasn't just one. There was about 10 different cracks in the head. I talked to somebody who works with the machine shop, and they let me know that this head had cracks all the way through it, and we're not really sure how it happened. It could have gotten overheated at some point in its life, or it was under a ton of boost, but none of that really makes a lot of sense because everything else seems to be just fine. Pistons are good, cylinder walls look good, and we basically just need to clean up this gasket surface, put a new head gasket on, and get the new head on there. But this thing is completely torn down, so we have the bottom half of the block right here. This is where the turbo would be, the intake manifold on this side, and all of that stuff is over here. We have the intake manifold, the turbo, all the plastics, the intake system and the charge pipe, the valve cover, the injectors, spark plugs, coil packs, everything that we had to take off from this, including down here the head bolts, which held in the actual head. All of this had to come off in order to get access to the head to be able to figure out what happened to it when we thought we were just doing a turbo swap. So you guys can see we have a ton of work left to do. So we'll go ahead and get these cam timing tools out of here, get the valve cover back on. We need to get spark plugs, fuel injectors, the intake manifold, the turbo, all of the accessories basically back in place before this thing is ready to start up. So let's go ahead and start assembling this engine. We're going to get this thing done super quick. We'll get it all put back together, and this thing will be back on the road. All right, guys, we have been grinding away on the time lapse, just getting all of the accessories installed. We have the full valve cover in, injectors, spark plugs, and the intake manifold with the coolant lines underneath. We now just have the front accessories and the turbo to reinstall, and then all of the trim up here, and we should be good to go. So we're gonna go ahead and continue to plug away and just get this full thing reassembled, and then we should be ready for our first startup. All right, guys, we got this full engine basically completely back together. All of the accessories are in. The only thing we haven't done is put back any of the covers, so we're at the point now where we can go ahead and start it. We haven't lost really any oil other than what came out of the turbo, so we're gonna add about 1/4 of a quart into there, and we just filled up the coolant, which we're gonna have to check and do a bleed procedure on the coolant to make sure that it's full. We did have to take some coolant out from the intake manifold and from the engine, so both of those coolant reservoirs we're gonna have to check after we get this thing fired up. So we are ready for our first startup after putting the engine back together. So let's cross our fingers and get this thing started up. Wow, sounds pretty regular. Oh, what? Smoke? I think that's just burning off the turbo. All right, guys, the downpipe V-band clamp was a little bit loose, so that's where the smoke was. We got it tightened up, and now this thing is running perfect. No smoke, no issues. Idle's perfectly fine. Sounds super healthy, so we're gonna go ahead and do the coolant bleed procedure. We're gonna check the oil level inside the car, and we're gonna get all of the trim back on. Any lights?
Nothing.
No engine light? Let's go. All right, guys, we got the front lip completely removed. You can see it in two pieces right there. It was completely destroyed, but now we are ready to install our new lip. I am actually going to be leaving both of the bumper fangs on there. They're in both pretty good shape. I do have some extras, but we're just going to be replacing this lower section. So I got it all 3M taped up, and it is ready to go. So we're going to test fit it in place. We'll peel back all of this, stick it up to the car, and then get all the screws through all of the different holes to secure this thing to the bottom of our bumper, and then we should be good to go. All right, guys, we are back. It's been a couple days. We got the M4 outside. We're about to wash it before we go out. And we got Kai's Supra over there. He has been driving it for the last couple days, and everything is good so far after the basically complete engine rebuild. So we're gonna go drive today, take out both cars so you guys can see them on the road together. We'll try and get some rollers of each other's cars, and we'll go check out both of these cars together. Eventually, we are gonna do an M4 versus a Supra video once we get the Supra to the same stage as the M4, which it just needs lowering springs and a tune, and then it will have the exact same level of mods, both stage 2. So we will be doing an M4 versus Supra video soon. All right, guys, we are back in the shop with the M4. We just went out with Kai in his Supra, and I filmed an outro while we were out there, and apparently the audio did not work. So this is going to be the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for checking it out. If you guys liked the rebuild on the Supra and want to see us do more mods on the Supra, make sure you comment down below and hit the thumbs up button on this video. But just like that, this one's over. Thank you guys so much for checking it out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.